The funny squid game known as Splatoon 2 was released on
July 21st.
By the way, happy 1,300 day anniversary, Splatoon 2. Geez, it almost feels like it's been 1,300 days since the launch of Splatoon 2. It really makes you wonder, is this game still worth playing? Well, I'm happy to tell you today that the answer is a solid, I have literally no clue. Nintendo constantly leaves this franchise in a state of limbo and doesn't seem to have any problems with doing so, or ever stopping. And seriously, we haven't known the state of this game and what it has in store since July 2019. If you're looking for a game with a creative yet for some reason incredibly dark backstory, with an evolving world that Nintendo promised to provide, and tons of squid puns, well, it's certainly creative, but it's not really the evolving world that Nintendo promised us, but what it lacks in evolving world, it sure does make up with squid puns. In all seriousness, if you're a fan of shooters and you're looking for something new, and you haven't played Squid Game 2 yet, you owe it to yourself to check it out. When most other shooters look the same in recent memory, Splatoon really gives a fresh take on the classic shooter approach. If you're worried about finding a lobby waiting for a match, that won't be a problem. The problem is keeping it together because, dear lord, does this game have a disconnection problem. Since matches are so short, there's not really enough time to send another player into the game. So if someone drops out, you either automatically won or automatically lost, depending on which team has a disconnect. Which, fun fact, is why I have a semi-competent rank in ranked battle. Story is one place this multiplayer-focused shooter shines, if you're willing to give Nintendo even more of your money to get the Octo Expansion. But you know what they say, once you go Octo, you don't go back? The Octo Expansion is probably the greatest piece of DLC Nintendo has ever produced. It's certainly better than the Pokemon DLC. The story has a cool premise that takes place after the first two campaigns, but you can still understand it if you haven't played through it. The gameplay consists of having you complete 30 plus levels and super cool boss battle ending, with you unlocking Octolinks in multiplayer. What can they do different? Well, they've got round ears and even less hairstyles. The base campaign of Splatoon 2 has an actual story, but I like to view it more as an arcade mode to see how fast you can speed through the levels. By the way, my time in the Sector 1 boss is 1 minute 42 seconds, beat that losers. The final boss of the campaign is pretty fun though, but it really doesn't take a whole lot of thinking. The whole campaign doesn't really take a whole lot of thinking, which is probably why I love it so much, because it lets me turn my brain off while still stimulating the parts that my lizard brain likes. Finally, Splatoon 2's biggest selling point at launch, its horde mode Salmon Run. To put it shortly, Salmon Run is an E for everyone Call of Duty zombies, but don't let that turn you away because there's a lot of fun replayability in this mode. If the mode is actually available. So Nintendo took a wonderful idea from the creation of Splatoon map rotations, which everyone seems to love because I don't see why anyone would want to play on all the maps that they paid $60 for, then another $20 for Nintendo Switch Online. Rant aside, Salmon Run has sessions of the day where it's just closed. You can't play it until it opens up again. I made it sound like such a big problem, but it's really not. Yeah, it'll piss you off when you want to play it and you're really in the mood. The majority of the time the mode is available to play, and for me it's never usually a problem when I want to play it. It's usually always open then. Just would be awfully cool if Nintendo would keep adding content to the game if they're gonna call the game an evolving world, because that's the reason Salmon Run shuts down. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Nintendo. So to tie it all together, Splatoon 2 is very much worth it in 2021. From the addictive multiplayer, the amazing Octo Expansion, the replayability of Hero 1, and whatever you feel Salmon Run is special about. There's tons of fun to be had here, and even though the game is coming up on its 4-year anniversary, who knows? Maybe we'll get another Splatfest soon. Let's just hope it's not as bad as the Mushroom vs. Star Splatfest. And I'll have a video on that one coming soon. Thank you guys so much for watching. This was a really fun and quick and easy little video to make. Definitely a lot easier than the iceberg videos, even though those are my favorites so far. Next time I will see you guys will not be on this channel. Keep an eye out for me somewhere else. But yeah, new video in a few days. Yeah, see ya.